Hey, y'all, he's Cool.
And he's Kegs. Kegs, what do we got going on tonight?
Tonight we have the very first ever outside of our original fan base, if we can say that. I don't know. Is that politically correct? It should be politically correct, right? That's PC. We have a very interesting group of people with us. We have the Stacys. How are you all doing tonight?
Really good. How are you?
Oh, well, she's storming up my way. It's a good light show though. I ain't seen one of them in a while.
Well, let's be sure to thank the Stacys band. They are a local to me anyway here in Kansas band that really needs some exposure because they are 100% better than what I'm hearing on the radio. They're mainly on they are my playlist, them and the Foo Fighters, and they're mainly from what I understand early 90s alternative grunge band, and I'm telling you what, you got to listen to these guys, like and subscribe, and I'll be pushing this all the way through Discord. You guys got to hear them for real. Can't thank you guys enough for doing this.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
man.
thank you so
awesome.
much.
I'm telling you,
we're honored.
They've basically made time for us, so they've got to get to practice. So I guess we'll get this started, Kegs. Basically, we'll start with Chris.
What's that?
Basically, anything you'd like to say. I'd like to know who you are, just basically as a person. What's your life like?
Life's weird.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But day to day.
Day to day.
What's the struggle right now?
Well, that's a loaded question right there. The struggle right now would be, I don't know.
It's the hangover. Tell them about it.
Yeah, it's the hangovers. Honestly, that's actually a valid answer.
Well, and here's his twin brother, the drummer. He also plays what, keys? You said?
Yep.
This is actually Alex. So Alex, same question though. I mean, obviously, you guys are kind of burning the candle at both ends, right? So I guess my question would be, why and how long?
Honestly, we've, at least for Chris, Neil, and I, we've been doing this shit
since high school.
Yeah, man, for 20 years.
We're in our
probably.
30s.
Well, I guess, and I mean that's a good point as far as Neil. Why are you guys are all family, right?
Right. Yeah, Neil's our cousin.
We're
all roaches.
I find roaches.
I find it interesting. I find it interesting that you guys are so musically inclined. What do you guys think that is?
I don't know.
It's hard to say.
I mean, we just like doing it.
Luck of the draw?
Honestly, I feel like for all of us, like it's something that if I don't do it, I will have absolutely no purpose.
Really?
Like without it, I would feel completely empty.
I think it kind of shows through the music myself. Neil, the cousin, co-singer, guitars. We know each other. It's okay. I'm not hiding it. I've worked with Neil.
Give me a beer.
Same question, man. Like day to day. Why do you keep doing this?
Well, I mean, people like breathing air. So that for me is like breathing air, playing music is a necessity.
Yeah.
It goes down to my core.
Well, and I'm a super fan, so I understand a lot more than a lot of people. But I want to put this out here. Kyle?
Yes, sir.
Newest member of the band?
Yep.
Bass player?
Yep.
Same question.
Man, waking up's hard.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and right now.
I feel that one.
Yeah.
You know it.
Yeah. Well, I guess.
So just, I'm curious. Like I said earlier, I purposely came into this cold just so I could try and come up with some. I feel like I come up with better thoughts and questions along the way that way. But how did all of this cohese into one awesome thing that you guys got going on? Like how did that happen?
Well, we've been playing in bands together since we were in high school. Like I know we already said that, but so we were in a band in high school called Odious. Then that one kind of broke up, and we started a different band called Trip Fix, and then some shit went down. I don't really know how to explain it. I don't want to get too deep. Like, nobody got mad at anybody, per se. It wasn't like a fight or anything like that. It was drugs.
Well, here's my question. Talking about the different band names. How did you come up with the Stacys?
I'll jump on that one. So originally, we were a different band name that I will not say, but we did get a letter at one point from a legal letter, basically shutting us down.
A cease and desist letter. You got a cease and
We
desist.
actually got a cease and desist letter on all of our social media platforms.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
And it could introduce yourself, Jay.
I'm Jay. I am the band manager. I handle all behind the scenes communication, money, merch, that stuff.
Shout out
She
for
keeps the rock and roll.
Yeah,
She lets us play.
Yeah, she lets us just be able so we can just play and
And my day-to-day is trying to keep these guys in line, and it doesn't work. Ever.
trying to keep us out of jail.
So that being said, so Jay is the one that brings it to our attention that we get a cease and desist, and so looking through it, and lo and behold, somebody named shut us down, and we decided if we couldn't have their name, that we would just take hers, and that became our name.
Now we're the Stacys. And the funny thing about that is like the old band name we had. If you looked it up, and I can't say it for legal reasons, but
It's big.
there was a bunch of bands named that same name, and I always knew that if we ever started making money with this, we would eventually have to change it. And I always thought that when we started making money, we would have to change it, but it happened during the quarantine pandemic.
Oh, fuck.
When we were absolutely doing nothing and made zero money,
Right
that we
after
got all
everything
this.
shut down.
Yeah.
So basically, the long and the short of that one is someone got bored, cooped up in their house, and decided to,
It was
Right,
actually
yeah.
a lawyer looking
Yeah,
for
no,
business.
you're absolutely right.
Yeah, a lawyer looking for business. Well, how did you guys meet Kyle?
That's a lot.
At a
That's a
strip
wild
club.
story.
He was working.
Oh, I want to hear that. Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
That's
you
a
just took
done.
words out of my mouth. I was just about to ask that same dang question.
He's a streetwalker.
Nighttime walker.
A night walker.
Just
whatever
walked into this garage. It was open one day. I was like, guys.
Got a bass in hand.
Yeah, I was just ready. Just showed up ready. You guys?
He was actually he was in another band. Can I say what it's called?
Yeah, yeah.
The Third Floor.
Yeah, third floor.
And he was already a part of the friend group. Like he was friends of people that were already in our friend group.
Fantastic.
And
I was drummer for that band, but I play like everything. So like the passion of bass isn't like secondary. It's like core. Like
Well,
bass is like almost more important than drums sometimes.
well, and those two go hand in hand with the rhythm
They
section.
do.
So if you're
You
going to
gotta-
jump from
you
one to
gotta
the
know.
other,
Well,
you know.
and our manager, percussion, she that's her name for a reason. She's classically trained in percussion, so
Yeah.
you dig her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What you got?
Give
Anything
her
else,
Kyle's
Dave?
phone number.
And got my
Ooh,
notes.
this is a dating.
Actually, I got a.
Yeah, go for it.
So, I believe it was Kyle that was just talking, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you say you got a passion for all of them, but if you really had to pick one besides the bass, since that's obviously what you're known for currently, what would be your go-to?
Man, if I could do vocals and like not have to worry about playing an instrument, that'd be pretty sick.
Neely's gunning for our job.
Pretty sick.
I was curious. I mean,
I'm gonna just.
He's the kind of guy that cuts your throat to get ahead kind of guy.
You could always just be like, oh God, I can't remember his name. What's the lead singer of Rush's name? He played bass and sang, and I watched. I never had the pleasure of watching a
Geddy
live
Lee?
concert
Oh,
with them.
Geddy Lee, yeah.
Geddy Lee.
Geddy Lee, they
Yeah.
said.
Yeah, but I watched back when DirecTV had the concert series back in the day.
Okay.
They had Rush, and obviously that was a 3-man band, and he was up there playing keyboards with one hand, bass with the other, and singing into a microphone all at the same time.
Powerhouse.
Well, that was before Craigslist, before you could hire people on the internet.
We're going to have these guys on a few times for different reasons, but one thing I did want to touch on is the collaborative writing part. How do you write a single song together and make it sound cohesive and not, I guess, uneven?
Patience.
Patience. How long does
Well,
it take you to write those then?
Oh God, sometimes it takes months.
So,
to write a song.
do you think that's the issue? Why some of these cookie cutter bands can't do it?
Well,
Or
I
do it?
don't know why anybody, and I'm sorry if I'm talking too much, but
No.
I don't know like anybody else's method whether it's right or wrong.
Well-
we just focus. We just want to make sure that the music. We're all about the song.
Yeah.
What's the most important is the song, and we just want to make it the best that it can possibly be. So that it's something that we're satisfied with, not just trying to. It's not quantity over quality. It's
Yeah.
quality over quantity.
Yeah, we scrap for every 3 songs we write. We'll scrap 2 of them.
Yeah, we've got so many songs that we've written,
Scrap
and
a
we're
lot
just
of
like,
songs.
Well, so one of your most, I guess, recognized songs, as far as I know, is Death Meadows and the Psychedelic Bicycle.
Yeah.
My favorite.
Well, and this is what brings
That
me
song's
to it as
cool
well.
shit.
This is a collaboration with Neil and Chris, both on vocals, and you can see him do it live. But why not more of that?
I mean,
It's really what the song calls for.
Sure.
So, I mean, normally when we're writing it, a lot of stuff is pretty organic.
Sure.
Even though we take our time with it, a lot of the parts come up pretty organically. And so, it's really just what's right for the song.
kind of
I
let the song drive itself.
Yeah.
I mean, there's songs that the music will dictate that Chris sings them, and then there's other music that dictates that maybe I work on.
Well, and I want to.
So basically, what you guys are saying is you make your decisions based off of each individual vocalist's pitch and tonality as compared to the song.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Basically,
not
whatever
compared-
feels right.
Yeah.
I
We've
mean,
got
if
songs that
we wanted to sound smart about it, I can do that every now and again.
Yeah.
Well, I guess this is kind of a thing for me. Like, so I think it would be fair to say that you guys are different vocally. You seem to be able to go harder, at least from what I've heard, as far as the gravelly, just really rock stuff. Are you capable of doing that though?
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
capable.
So
It's just not-
if you want a technical term, they're cool. I believe what you're looking for is a punchy mixed voice.
Okay, technical as can
Well,
be.
Neil, the mix. So this whole thing started in a storage unit with me and Neil, and so Neil's more of the bluesy side. He's like into more of the blues, and I'm more grungy.
Yeah.
So those two things mixed together, and we both sing. And he was the lead singer of a band before this band too, and I was the lead singer of another band that we were in. So it's kind of like I don't want to compare us to the Beatles, but in my eyes, it's kind of like the same kind of dynamic.
I don't want to go.
I just feel like
I don't want to blow your
we had
guys'
more
head up
ammo.
here.
We had more ammo to place because now we have 2 people, and
I
Kyle
have
can
3
sing
now.
too.
So here's the thing. That's what I'm talking about. And I don't want to, give you guys big heads or whatever. But Nirvana.
Yeah.
It just so happened to be that Dave Grohl could do all these things, and we would have
He
never
never
known if. And again, I don't know. I would never wish death upon Kurt, but we would have probably never known,
Right.
right? And I'm just saying that was a question I've always had personally. If what you're capable of, and now I have a question what you're capable of. But
I think this next year, what we're about to come out with in the studio is gonna.
It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool as shit.
It's
man.
gonna be kick ass. It's
Well,
gonna be kick ass.
what about drums?
Okay,
So-
well, go ahead.
Oh, I was
Sorry.
just going to say, I was looking it out. I was just thinking about, so if it started with you and Neil, high school.
No, this started 2016.
16, yeah.
And you guys just singing and just letting go kind
Well,
of
we were
thing?
like in the studio or in the
We rented a storage unit.
Storage unit,
And
that's it.
And so Chris and I just started writing songs together again.
He had an amp and a guitar. I had an amp and a guitar. And we would just go in there with a case of beer and just start, fucking around and trying to start this whole thing
Is
up
it the
again.
same guitar you have now? The same?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
man.
had that guitar since he was in.
Well, my question is, how low did you get involved, Alex? Like, drums isn't something you can just pick
He had
up.
to pay his way, man.
Suck my dick.
Got a
Suck my dick
single.
right to the top.
Please, guys, let me please.
No, seriously,
No.
it's just something you don't just learn overnight. I
Well,
don't understand.
I mean, so I was in Odious. We all three of us were in Odious. We were all in Trip Fix. We were all in the previous band. We can't say. Obviously, it's basically the exact same
It's
band.
the same band, just different name.
different name. But when they started back up after we had a brief break due to some things that happened in Trip Fix, they're like, "Hey man, we're starting to back up." And I think at that time I was in college and doing other things, and I was a little reluctant, but you can't not play. And I had been, eager to get behind a drum set again, and so I
And we
accepted
needed a drummer.
to come help for a little bit, and then I was like, I'm not leaving. All right, let's
What we
just do this
did
thing.
is we sneakily brought in a drum set to the practice space that they had at the time.
Like Alex,
And
come
said,
play with
Alex,
us.
look at this. And then he sat in it and never got out.
I never got back up. Well, my question is,
It was a
like,
trick,
when did you
really.
start
Tricked
playing
him
drums?
into it.
So good.
Yeah.
Like 14 or 15.
So you started playing drums about when?
14 or 15.
So you grew up playing music. Just are your parents musical? Is the
No.
family? It's just you
Well,
three.
my dad said he was in a
No, he wasn't.
quartet band or whatever.
Who knows?
Like a doo-wop band when he was a kid, but
Their
I don't-
sister
I don't know.
was the lead singer of Odious.
yeah.
Really?
So
Our
their
sister, she's
is
the lead.
also in a band.
She's the lead singer of Shadowson.
Shadowson?
Yeah, Laura Roach.
So that'll be that. Actually, we'll shout that out at
Now
the end.
Laura
But they have an
Or
appearance
Laura
at
Bowen.
Vivo
Sorry.
in October. It's called Family Ties.
All in the Family
All in
Show.
the Family Show. And there's multiple people in their family with multiple bands. Kegs,
That's awesome.
isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Well, and the funny thing is, Neil's brother Alan was our bass player in Odious.
Really?
Yeah.
It's always been in the family. Always kept most of the members are all within the Roach
Like
family.
we all grew up teaching each other how to play, and like we're all self-taught, and we just
do it.
Everybody's
do it, man.
self-taught, just figured it out. And I think the beauty of teaching yourself and just learning music through what music you love and just learning how to actually write music is why we write collaboratively.
Okay.
And what I've noticed a lot of bands don't. But just when I talk to most bands, they'll say, well, we'll write parts, we send them to each other, and then
They
that's
add
the
their
part,
part,
and they
and
add their
then-
part, and that's it.
It's more of a layering thing.
Well,
we
I
don't-
can
we don't-
Which is fine.
understand
Which
that.
I don't think that's a bad way to write music either.
No,
It's
no,
not.
but it would make more
None
sense
of us
the
like
collaborative
using
part.
computers. That's why we don't do it.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing is, and now that you found Kyle, right? So you add another voice plus other instruments.
I like to think he found us.
Okay.
I like to think we all found each
I was
other.
chasing them down a little bit. I knew they needed a bass player for a while, but I wasn't like trying to be like, let me be your bass player, guys. I was just like, I'm just gonna lay the seed, come
Hey,
back.
I'm Kyle. I play bass.
Yeah,
playing it
yeah,
cool.
So you were a fan like I am a fan.
just a little bit,
Well,
just a little
And
bit.
I had hung out with Kyle, and I was like, dude, this dude's exactly who we need. Like what was most important with us is really someone that we would get along chemistry wise.
Yeah.
Because in my opinion, we're not the greatest at our instruments in the world. Like we're not. I don't care if we're the best at our instruments. What I care about is, are we the best at writing songs? Do we get along? Can we hang out? Can we get a good vibe going? Because I feel like that
an amazing
translates.
vibe.
That translates. Yeah, I mean,
It's the same thing we do on the podcast.
We practice, and then we'll hang out till like 2:00 in the morning.
Well, you guys see how I'm recording right now. It's
Yeah.
crude as shit, but we all enjoy doing it.
I love it.
And honestly, we're completely happy doing this. But the biggest thing too is for me, I guess, when it comes to you guys, Neil and I work together, and that's how I found out about the band. I was a fan then, and the fact that when you came in to where I was working, and you realized I was a fan, you took your own pair of sunglasses off for me, you signed them, you gave me a bracelet, and you came in with a ticket, and you basically I think you were trying to give it to me, but the fact that you appreciate anybody listening to your music is criminal. Well, I guess
I think it's insane that anybody like.
See, it's criminal to the point where you guys, and I've again been looking through a lot of local bands in different states and stuff. Whoever does the post production on these is doing great as well. But you guys are just clean. You guys are clean. You're memorable, and that's why you're in my
Thanks,
playlist. No, I mean that. I really mean that.
I went home. I was shaking when I got home after that, and I was telling Jay about it. I was like, "Oh my God, we have a fan." I was like,
I just want to put this out here. You asked me for a picture together, and not the other way around. That's a whole I don't know, a whole step above
Dude,
what you.
That kind of love, because we're small fish in a huge ocean.
Well, hopefully
You know?
it doesn't stay that way, because seriously, you guys, and I know you've been played on the local radio and stuff, but I'm telling you, you're better or just as good as the stuff that's on the radio right now.
Man.
And dude, I'm putting you in my playlist with the Foo Fighters, and I'm telling you,
Dude.
it's not a struggle. It's not a struggle. So,
Well, I guess, so from my understanding here, like I said, I came into this cold for a reason, so I can ask these possibly stupid questions. But, someone's got to do it.
someone's got to do it. Might as well be.
Someone's got to do it.
I love
Might
it.
as well be me. So obviously we got, the two main lead vocalists. But I hear Kyle in the back sound like he wants to get in on a 3-part harmony. Is that something we can look forward to in the future?
Oh, absolutely.
Harmonies? Have you guys thought about that?
Oh, we think about it all the time.
Yeah.
And definitely take advantage of it. Seriously, you blew me away, Neil. Like, since I know you, you're so quiet and reserved. When I seen you do it live, especially, so I knew it was you back in the day. Our cross friend told me, the parts that you sung. But to see you do it live, it just blew my mind. If I wish these people could come out to Vivo on August 22nd, see these guys, October as well. But seriously, if you meet these guys, they're the most appreciative in the world. And I know you guys are good. And
Thank you.
you're already, I think I told Alex in a text message, you're already rock stars. People just need to understand it now or hear
Oh,
it.
thanks, man.
No,
We
it's
definitely
true.
drink like we think we are.
Yeah,
We got that part down.
well, you also
We
have
got
the
the
music
drinking
part
part
down.
down.
You really do. And I can't wait to see what happens in the future.
Dude, honestly, if someone, and this is just a dream, I always dreamt that someone would steal one of our songs and make it big off of it, and I would be like,
so rich.
no, I would just, even if I didn't make anything off of it, I feel like I could die.
Oh my God,
knowing
see-
that somebody stole my, I wrote a song that was good enough to steal,
That's a perfect example of what I'm talking about, Kegs.
But don't give people those ideas.
I think System of a Down
All of our work's copyrighted.
Next album name, I call it Steal This Album.
Speaking
Is that already
of
an album?
Yeah, System of a Down did it.
And speaking of that, I can't thank you guys enough for you letting us use your music exclusively for the podcast. That means a ton to me.
Oh, dude, thanks for...
No, seriously,
For
you
using
guys are amazing, and we're gonna rotate in and out different songs to open and close, just so you can hear just a little bit of how talented these guys really are. I don't know. I guess long and the short, these guys need to get to practice. Kegs, do you have any other questions?
No, not right now. I think we covered a really nice introduction to these guys, and obviously we don't want to take up any more of their very valuable time.
Oh, we're cool. You guys are all right.
But I do have, I do have one question. So this music festival is in August. Is there any inkling of a chance that if one goofy redneck catches a plane down to Kansas, maybe after the set or after you guys are done, we could actually do a full in-person?
Absolutely.
That sounds great.
Yeah, that sounds fun as shit.
You guys can probably introduce some other bands too.
Hey, cool. You got a spare room, right, buddy?
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
All right. Well, maybe we'll have to see if, as long as my work schedule allows it, maybe I'll take a couple days of vacation and we'll come down and do part 2 where we're not yelling at each
limited as
other
much.
through a microphone.
Yeah,
I took both the day of the show and the day after the show off work, so I'm ready.
Got to
to
recover. Well, and here's the thing. Before we do the actual sign out, if you're near the KC area, any of our listeners, come out and see the Stacys play live at Vivo August 22nd. They're going to be actually playing with Smile Empty Soul, Frame 42, and KC's own Orion Falls.
Dude,
It's put on by Stratgazer. Is that how you pronounce it? Tickets are on sale now in advance for $20. You can find those at where can we find the tickets, Jay?
You can find them through our Facebook and Instagram at the Stacys Band. We also do have a website, the Stacys the Band. If you order them through there will be fees added on. Or you can just private message
Private message.
anybody
And we will run tickets to you.
Yep.
Or we'll have them at the door.
Road
Yeah.
trip.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Road trip, he says. Well, and again, don't forget about the October 6th if you can't make the August show.
Oh, October 6th. Can I say something about
Yeah,
that?
go for it.
So the cool thing about that show is that is an all in the family show. So it's our band, Laura's band, Shadow Sin, which is our sister, and then her husband, Derek Bowen's band, called Full Stack Fury. So it's an all in the family show. It's going to be a huge party at
All
the same
killer
place.
bands.
Yeah, all killer bands.
Absolutely amazing.
It will
Yeah.
also get started with Bob the musician.
Oh,
Bob's a
Bob's
musician's
playing?
oh my gosh, seriously,
Dude,
Bob's
Bob's-
an amazing solo artist. That guy will.
He's a musician
fall in love
and an
with him.
actor.
Bob the
He's a
comedian.
sweet- Yeah, he's a sweetheart, man.
Plays
He's
guitar.
We gotta
Singing.
hook him up with Rob
Gotta-
Riggle or Paul Rudd or something.
Gotta come out.
We gotta get you guys in there somewhere. But again, guys, October 6th. That's gonna be with Shadow Sin, Full Stack Fury. It's the all in the family show at Vivo. It's right here in Overland Park. Find tickets at Stacys the Band either on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and also on Threads. So, guys,
Yeah,
thank
just
you
hit us
again
up, man. We'd love
so
to talk
much.
to you.
Thank
Jay,
you, man.
thank you.
Thank you.
It was a
Been fun.
pleasure to meet you. I can't wait to do this again.
Me too.
Because
this is awesome.
I'd hope to have you guys back after the concert on which I'll be at in
Yeah.
August. Every
Yeah.
one of you. I can't thank you enough. I'm
Thank you, man.
glad to
That's
call
cool.
you a neighbor.
I
Each
want
and
to
every one of you.
clarify the handle is the Stacys Band.
At
not-
the Stacys Band. I'm sorry. At the Stacys Band, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Threads. Thank you, Jay, because you know. But I guess really, Kegs. With that being said, I'm cool.
And I'm Kegs, and we're the fuck out.